And I'm Bartek. I am from ESN Poland, and I will be the main chair of this NA. And today with me there is Verka, the vice chair, and Szymon, the technical chair, also from ESN Poland. Now I will ask Jitin to open the NA.
Thank you very much. Yeah, as you already heard, my name is Jidin Yondimakar. I am the current president of ESN Austria. And I would like to say welcome to the NA. First of all, to the CT, who all three of them who drove their way from Poland here. So we have a CT wholly from Poland. And second of all, I would also like to welcome Milos Milutinovic. I hope I pronounced it correctly. Yes, he's here from ÖAD. He's a program officer for Erasmus Plus for higher educations. He will be presenting ÖAD, a presentation later on. And I would also like to welcome Clemens Speaker. I also hope I pronounced that correctly. He's here from TFA, Teach for Austria. He'll also be doing a presentation for us and later on also doing a workshop for us. And not to forget, I would also like to welcome every one of you, all of our volunteers. Thank you for joining us for this weekend for our in-person NA, again, since the summer. And as I already know, there is almost half of the people who are joining this weekend are people who have never joined the NA. So they're joining here for the first time. So it is like one of our best events to get together and see everybody who is spread around Austria and get to know each other. So try to include everybody and get to know each other as much as possible. So take the chance for that. And also, this is one of our statutory events. That means there will be presentations, discussions, things that we will be presenting to you, and there will be a voting on Sunday. So it would be very fruitful to engage and do ask questions when there are question rounds, because you will also learn a lot of stuff and there is no wrong answer or wrong question, just questions that haven't been asked. So just go for it, right? And we also have workshops during the weekend, today, tomorrow, on Sunday as well. So also take the chance to go to the workshops and gain some of the skills that we have here to offer. They're going to be helpful down the line during your volunteering time and also during your career, private life. So take the chance that you have and have a good time together. So with that, I would like to officially open the NA with the ESN Austria hammer.
Thank you, Jitin. And now we would like to introduce some rules of this NA. So first of all, there is some rules about the gestures. So if you raise one hand, it's a question. If two fingers, it's a comment, and then raising one finger is a procedural. And follow-up questions are not comments. Any participant can speak by requesting to be added to the speakers list. We'll do the speakers list via Slido. Whenever the question round is currently open, we'll present you with a QR code, and you can scan it and add yourself with a question that you want to ask to the Slido itself. And yes, please wait for us to actually open the Slido. It will still the same. So please wait for us to announce that you can sign up before you actually sign up. And yes, when you ask a question or give a comment, please always state your name and your section and position. And yes, we have a max of 2 questions at once per participant. One more thing, we have workshops that are happening each day, and each day there are some workshops that you can actually choose from. So today you have 2 workshops, tomorrow you have 2 workshops, and on Saturday you have 2 workshops that are in parallel happening at the same time in the agenda. So please sign up in the agenda file to the workshop that interests you. You should be signed up for 3 workshops in the agenda file. You will attend a bit more workshops, but some of them are for everyone. And now, do we have a safety team here? Yes. So I'll invite the safety team to introduce themselves.
Hey everyone, my name is Zsuzsi from ESN Wien. I am part of the safety team, half of the safety team. You can come to me anytime if you feel uneasy, if you need someone to talk to, you can recognize me on my colorful dress, or you can find my phone number on your badge, on the other side of the badge. And I will be wearing this thingy. So feel free to come to me. Thank you for this job.
Thank you very much. And now I would like to give you this. Will be not done by Slido, but just raising your hand. If you have any questions to the city or safety team, you can ask them now. Are there any questions? Yes.
Jitin, ESN Austria. I thought I would do a demonstration of a question, and also I thought maybe it's good to do a demonstration of the hand signs for the new people. As in, like, this means procedural, as you already mentioned. That means if you, it's not a question to the people who are talking there, but it's like, oh, could we open the window, or the presentation is not showing what it's supposed to show. And the two hands is just answering to something that has been said in front of there as a comment. So it looks like this, and the one other thing that I did is that one hand question.
Yeah, that's the question. Just a reminder that if you should always ask questions, but during the presentation, only react when it's really necessary, and try not to interrupt, because after most of the presentation, there is a question round. So we'll be able to ask the question as well. So this is reserved for, let's say, things that cannot wait. Does anyone else have any question? No. Then we'll move to our first voting round of this NA. Quick one, hopefully. So, first we will check the quorum and we'll read the name of the section, and please raise your hand and say your name. Okay. ESN BFI Vienna. Okay. ESN Boku Bien. Okay. ESN. Perfect. ESN Buddy Network TU Bien. Okay, perfect. ESN FH Bien. ESN Innsbruck. Not here yet. ESN Klagenfurt. ESN Kufstein. No, we don't know. Right, no. ESN Linz. No, we have not received it yet. ESN Salzburg. ESN St. Pölten. ESN Technikum Wien. ESN TU Graz. Sorry? Okay. ESN Uni Graz. No. ESN Uni Wien. Okay, perfect. And with 9 sections present and 5 sections absent, we have reached the quorum. Okay. Now we would like to ask you if there are any people that would like to join us, the city, as a scrutinizers. Scrutinizers are the people that supervise our work especially during the voting, and let's say supervise if everything is correct, and they should also check if we mark, for example, the agenda correct. Are there any people that are willing to join us as scrutinizers? I need 2 volunteers. But there are not also not a vote holders, preferably. We need 2 people. If not, I will start, using my laser to point at people. Anyone? Who is not a vote holder, raise your hand. No, it's for the whole. I see. Hmm. No volunteers? Should I? Marka, do you want to volunteer? Ah. I think we need Ivo. You're volunteering. And then the second person. Hello. Who is not a place voter? Raise your hand up. Then you're a volunteer? Yes. With one. Okay. Okay. Okay, so we will first vote on another person from ESN Poland. Then, so we'll vote. Do you approve Ivo Stam as scrutinizer for the National Assembly? We will ask again tomorrow for the second one. And you can say yes, no, or abstain. And ESN BHI Vienna, ESN Boku Wien, ESN Body Network TU Wien, ESN FH Wien, ESN Klagenfurt, ESN Salzburg, ESN St. Pölten, ESN Technicum Wien, ESN Uni Wien. Perfect. So with 100% we approved Ivo as a scrutinizer, and now we will vote on approving the chairing team. Since I was already voted on, you were voting on me, but you were not voting on my full chairing team. So now we'll approve the chairing team. So, do you approve Bartosz Łącki, Weronika Majewska, and Szymon Cichy as the chairing team for this National Assembly? And you can vote yes, no, or abstain. We'll start ESN BFI Vienna, ESN Boku Wien, ESN Body Network TU Wien, ESN FH Wien, ESN Klagenfurt, ESN Salzburg, ESN St. Pölten, ESN ESN Technicum Wien, ESN Uni Wien. Perfect. Thank you very much. With 100%, we have approved the chairing team. Now we move again. Okay. First, we'll just ask you if there's if you approve the change that we want to make, which is adding an additional topic to the final agenda. It's a presentation on partial refund of participation fee. It will be 5 minutes presentation plus 5 minutes Q&A, and we'll do it tomorrow after the standing orders amendment. And we'll not vote by the roll call. We'll just ask if there's an objection to adding this part to the agenda. The next question will be voting on agenda with this change already. So, is there any objection to the proposed change to agenda? 3, 2, 1, no. Perfect. So now we'll move to the next question, which is, do you approve the agenda of this for this National Assembly with the change that we just made? And now we'll do a roll call again. ESN BFI Vienna, ESN Boku Wien, ESN Body Network TU Wien, ESN FH Wien, ESN Klagenfurt, ESN Salzburg, ESN Saarbrücken, ESN Technikum Wien, ESN Unigras. Sorry, Univien. I'm sorry. Thank you very much. And with 100% of votes for yes, the agenda was approved. Okay, I will move to the next point in the agenda, which is the presentation of AOD. Yes, I'm sorry.
I'll be turning a little bit this way and that way because I don't know the presentation by heart. Until we start, hello everyone. My name is Milos Milutinovic. I work at the OED or ÖED, if you like, as a program officer for Erasmus Plus program for higher education. The OED itself is a little bit larger institution, has its roots in 60s, but okay. So, yeah. So, that's the content. So I will speak a little bit of the OED, what we do, generally funding opportunities that we have, about the national agency, Erasmus Plus and ASK. Erasmus Plus program just a little bit because I'm pretty much sure that you know all about it more or less. I'll present you some facts, maybe some of the, which you know, some of them which you don't know, and I will. This Erasmus Back to School last topic is actually more for the Austrians in the room. And fun fact: this well, boy, the upper picture on the right hand is actually now ESN Erasmus student. So he did quite an old picture. So we can see that he jumped from school education to higher education in the meantime. So the ÖED is now called Austria's Agency for Education and Internationalization. So the ÖED is not an acronym anymore. It used to be. We were founded in 1961 by the by the Austrian Rectors Conference, and back then we were the Austrian Foreign Exchange Service. Then we switched to Austrian Academic Exchange Service, also similar to the EAD, with its all 60s nice logos. But now we are just with the Agency for Education and Internationalization. We support institutions in general in the area of education, but also science and culture. So we have different programs that deal with those things. We also have priority areas such as Western Balkans, Africa as well. We have a bureau in China. So we are, let's say, all over the world, but not in all countries. So, what? Yeah. So just a little bit of numbers. I won't bother you with all of it. You don't have to remember all of it, but we have around 27,000 Erasmus days. That's in all areas. So not only higher education. Higher education is about 9,000 altogether with personnel. We have more than 2,000 incoming scholarships through different programs. But you can see there: Ernst Mach, Cipus, Hera Sapir, Franz Werfel. We have language assistance. That's a program where you go out abroad and then teach German to foreign pupils. We have different culture programs in schools. We have also science projects that we try to get young people also to become scientists perhaps in the future. And we also have a website, Erinnern.at, that's dedicated to not forgetting what happened in the World War II. So this is a nice map of scholarships within Ernst Mach scholarship program where they came from in 2023, 2024. And then I switched to national agencies. So the OAD is the national agency for Erasmus Plus. So one agency for all, to rule them all. In all 6 sectors, so school education, vocational training, higher education, which is the biggest sector. So we take about half of the budget in total for Erasmus Plus in Austria. Adult education, youth, and European Solidarity Corps. Sports, that's the newest one that we got for 2 or 3 years ago, and also some smaller initiatives like Europass that you might have used, perhaps. E-tweening, that is for school education, or APAL is more for adult education. So there are also different smaller projects, let's say, that are part of the Erasmus. You may or may not know the Erasmus Plus, the current program has 4 priorities. Those are, in no particular order, inclusion and diversity. So the idea is to enable everyone who wants to take part in Erasmus to take part in Erasmus. For that, there are also additional money provided for people, let's say, with few opportunities, with the motto Erasmus for all. I will speak about that a little bit later. Then digital transformation, we try to, or European Commission actually tries to make the program more easier, accessible, and digital. If anyone recently had an Erasmus stay, then you probably had the online learning agreement, I hope, because it didn't work at the start. We have also Erasmus Student Card initiative, which would enable people to switch from one institution to another without needing to get another library card. So you can just use the library of your new host institution, etc. Also, Erasmus is trying to combat the climate change, although unfortunately or fortunately, but most of the students do travel by plane, but there are also incentives to travel more by train and more let's say ecologically friendly transportation means, and generally raising the issues or awareness about the climate change and needing. And lastly, participation in democratic life. We all know what the world looks like today. Who is the president of the United States, for example? So we all know that democracy is not something that should be taken for granted. On all the, let's say, common European values that we share are also not to be taken for granted. So that's something that the program is trying also to support. So I won't spend too much time, since I guess most of you did either long-term mobility up to 12 months or a short-term mobility, but the idea also behind these short-term mobilities is to enable people, let's say, who are working and studying to go abroad because they might not be able otherwise. So that's also one part of the program that tries to make it more accessible for people. You have these top-ups for persons with few opportunities. 250 euros per month is also something that can help. And you also have now travel allowance that you get, also higher depending what kind of transportation you take. This category of people with fewer opportunities is for each country to decide. So this is Austrian list of categories. In other countries, it's a different list. So Germany has a different list, Norway or Finland, etc. So currently we have people with disabilities, people that have some health problems that would prevent them from going abroad. We used to say chronic illness, but that doesn't have to be only chronic illness. Participants to take children with them. It's also for those that is actually very important that they do get a lot of support. The people with federal study assistance or the Studienbeihilfe, they don't get the top-up, but they count as fewer opportunities. And we also have an optional first-generation students, but only those whose parents didn't have the qualification for university entrance. So some of the higher education institutions opted for it this year. Some of them are opting for it next year, but it's something that's in most institutions is not implemented yet because it's bureaucratically complicated, as Austrians like to make things complicated. but it's also a way to support those as well. So, how many of you actually knows about online linguistic support, OLS, or has actually used it? Okay, you can show of hands. You know, you don't have to. So a couple. Okay. So it's a nice idea. I have to say I'm a contact person for this initiative, but it doesn't really work. It's kind of a lost child of the Commission, but they now do offer tests and courses in 29 official languages of the Erasmus countries, which is nice. It's mainly working, which is also nice, but it's not any more compulsory, so it's probably not that much visited, but I'm happy that some of you actually have used it. So, 10 facts about Erasmus. Who can tell me, it's not a test, but when did the Erasmus program start? Knows, or who thinks he or she knows? What year? 50s? Oh, you're way. It's a little bit younger than that. Okay, closer. So the program, but when did it start in Austria? Does anyone Austrians know when the first Austrians went abroad in Erasmus? So close enough. So the program started in 1987. That's the official start. And the Austrians started going on Erasmus in 1992. That was 3 years prior to Austrian accession to European Union. And you can see this guy. I mean, you're too young probably to know. I mean, I'm also not that old. But this is Erhard Busek. At that time, he was minister for education and science or something. The one who let's say, waved goodbye on the train station for the first Erasmus outgoing students from Austria. So they used green travel then, back then. Yeah, so next fact. Since we have Erasmus now more than 35 years, at the 35 years anniversary, there was a special coin made, €2 coin. That's a legal tender, so it's a normal coin, but only with Erasmus the backside. If you find one, it's already worth €3.50. So it's a good investment. Not as good as Bitcoin, perhaps, but you know, it's if you want something, you know, to hold in your hand, and you find something like that, you know, you hold on to it. So from that start, we had over 100,000 study visits or study placements and 20,000 internships. Internships started only in 2008 officially, so that's why it's much less. But we still have around like 2,000 internships and 6,000 study placements. So it's still more studying, but internships are going also strong. So 70 higher education institutions from Austria participate, almost all that exist, but some smaller private ones don't participate in the program. And as I said, the higher education budget only for mobilities is around 33 million euros. We would probably have demand for 40. So unfortunately, we cannot fund everything that the universities would like. And if you ever heard, there's also other parts of Erasmus program that are supported. For example, joint master programs. I actually did one of those. Cooperation partnerships or capacity building projects. So the most desired destinations Europe-wide are these three. So Spain, followed by Germany and France, which is normal because they are large countries. Austria holds in that respect 13th place, which is for the size of the country relatively good. But the incoming students come mainly, the top 3 countries are, of course, Germany, then Italy, also because there are German-speaking people from Italy coming too, and of course, Spain. Then we started having a part program, international credit mobility, where you can actually go outside of Europe. Sorry, in 2015. Now you can also, now that was expanded a little bit, so the universities can also use their normal, we call the program K131, so they can use that one also for all mobilities. For example, University of Vienna uses that for UK, because otherwise you could not send anyone to UK, because UK decided not to participate in the program. That might change in a next few years, or maybe with the next program, because UK is currently negotiating and the Switzerland is negotiating to return to the program. So that then might become more available. And if you didn't know, there is approximately, but we don't know for sure, around 1 million Erasmus babies. I personally work with at least 2 people that married during or met their husband or wife during Erasmus and now are married to that person. So some of them have babies, some of them not, but it's a good program for the future of Europe. And this is something for the Austrians in the room. It's also something that I am a contact person for. It's Erasmus Back to School is a program that you might have heard or might have gotten information from your universities or FAs, where those who participate in Erasmus can then just go back to their own or any other school in Austria, present their experiences that they had in Erasmus, and basically get from us 80 euros for that effort. You can do that 3 times in a year, so 240 euros for a 1 hour or 3 times 1 hour presentation. If you want, you can scan the Scan Me or go to Erasmus Plus 80/back to school. I have a couple of it's a postcard. I can leave it with you if someone wants to take it with them. But it's a nice program, and we are always happy to have new people there. And lastly, before I say thank you for your attention, it's also for Austrians. So we have something that we call Hochschultagung. I already talked to Jitin about it. It's in Kufstein this year. Fortunately, the person from Kufstein is still not here, but if anyone from the western of Austria is interested, we are looking for volunteers who want to participate in a workshop regarding mainly would be internship if the person had that experience, and what consequences it had for, let's say, future employment and connection between employment and Erasmus plus stays. So with that, I thank you for your attention, and if anyone has any questions, I'm still here, free to answer. Raise one hand. Yes. If not, then I'm also happy to be here, and I wish you a very nice day in Vienna for those who are not from Vienna. Question round. A second.
Okay, so if you have any questions to that presentations, please sign up to the question round. Yes, and please write your name, surname, and section. Okay, we have anonymous person. Please put your name and surname before you you sign up for the waiting list. But yes.
ESN Austria. Sorry, I tried to put in my name, but it just put anonymous. Doesn't want to. Yeah, it's my question. So I'm anonymous.
So yes, I did not mention it. It's not officially part of the OED. We have OED Housing. That's like a sister company of OED. Although we have like the joint Betriebsausflug and Christmas celebrations. But yeah, OAD also has around Austria something. I mean, much more in Vienna, but also in other countries. In other cities in Austria, we have housing opportunities that are offered not only to incoming students, but incoming students as well, but also sometimes, incoming researchers. So you can also book, shorter stays, so you don't have to stay for the whole semester. Yeah, thank you for that question. Or there was anything specific that you wanted to?
I could have added one more.
Yeah.
Just reacting to that. I remember last time you were also your colleague mentioned that you are also working into having a new housing in Innsbruck. I don't know if you know
Yes,
about
that will be actually officially opened, or there will be sightseeing during the Hochschultagung in November. So I think it's now opened or will be opened shortly. But that's also the idea is anything new that we build now has to be green. So it's usually very environmentally friendly, top of the class regarding the energy consumption. So that's also very important for them. They built one in Leoben a couple of years ago. That was the last one, and the newest one is in Innsbruck. I saw the pictures only, but it really looks nice.
Thank you.
Yeah. So next one, Erasmus back to school is the possibility only for the Austrians. Regarding this, anyone can take part. So you don't have to be Austrian citizen or anything like that. You don't have to go to your own school in that case if you didn't go to school in Austria. The only thing that is important, the school has to be in Austria. So if you are, I don't know, I get sometimes questions from Italian citizens that ask, can I go to South Tyrol and do the presentation there? That cannot happen. The school has to be in Austria, and who does the presentation, what the citizenship the person holds, it's irrelevant. What actually differs the FAs? That's what I didn't understand. Okay.
Hi, Marty from ESN Innsbruck here. Because currently in this week, we also did like FR days all over Tyrol, I assume. I mean, for sure, at my FR in Innsbruck as well. And it's just people go around, look into the FR and get to know all of the professors, students, departments, whatever. And I didn't quite catch what is so specific. I think just ESN focused. What is going to happen in Kufstein?
Kufstein. Okay. Kufstein. It is the Hochschultagung. So I don't know the English word for it. It's like a yearly assembly where we as the OAD organize for the higher education institutions in Austria to present them with let's say the newest information about Erasmus, but also anything regarding the higher education in general. So it's usually a topic. Last year was, artificial intelligence. So this year is more like connection between generally not only Erasmus, but connection with higher education and employees and companies.
So to my understanding, this then is much more about like the IRO of the FHs in general.
It doesn't have to be FHs, so any person that
universities
case,
for that matters as well.
What would be interesting for us is the experience of being on Erasmus and coming back and working maybe in a company or looking for a job. Is that helpful? Is that something that companies are looking for when they are looking for employees? Or it's not helpful? Maybe in some areas it's more helpful than in others. So that would be the idea for the person that will, join this one workshop. So it's the contribution would be just, experience from the student perspective. So we have also companies joining there, telling what they think, the universities or FHs saying what they are trying to do, and then to see, the actual people that, that is whole thing for, because, you study in order to be employed someday and do something interesting, hopefully. So that's the idea.
Thank you.
And if anyone is interested, I mean, I left I believe Jitin the notes, so you know, you can write an email. Good.
Thanks.
Just to answer the language test, not officially, so you cannot probably, you know, apply to some university with this test score. So it's not like TOEFL or IELTS or similar, but in some cases for the exchange students, they do recognize it as a proof that you have B1 or something like that. Because it only contains, only a test, so it doesn't check your writing skills or your speaking skills. So it's only like a language understanding test.
Thank you. I just want to add some experience from myself regarding the Hochschultagung itself, because I got the chance to join the Hochschultagung last year, which was in St. Pölten, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, just so if you have more questions, I can also give you some input on that. And I also remember when I joined, there was like just some presentations and infos about from universities or international offices about projects they have done. So it's like an overview on the stuff that has been happening, but there's also like coffee breaks where you can go and get infos on the different programs ÖAD is offering, the different exchange programs and stuff like that. So you have a lot of universities, international offices, everybody joining in. And this year it's going to be in Kufstein, the Hochschultagung, from what I understand. And exactly that's what you mentioned, that in one of the workshops, there's a chance for a student who did an internship in Erasmus can just go and speak about their experience there. So they're looking for people who want to share experience. Just talk about it. So in case anybody's interested or you have, you know, people are interested, just come up to me. I can forward you the info. Give me all of it.
Thank you, Jit.
Ah, yeah, true. So I saw that you put in Europass. I want to ask if any specific infos on Europass, because for me personally, I remember that I made my CV, for example, in Europass. That's one of the options they offer. If I'm not mistaken, there's also more that Europass offers.
You can also have like the certificate of your stay. So if you had an Erasmus, you can also have that in a Europass form. So for the internship, for example, I also did my Europass now 10 years ago almost. So it evolved. I'm not the expert for it, but we do have a colleague that is dedicated only for that. She goes a lot to schools and talks to people, you know, to use it. I think it's a good tool because you create it once and then you can access it for anywhere, and you need to just adjust it for another application. You can do it relatively easily and not just make it from scratch. So it's a nice online tool that you can use. It has its limitations in a sense, so it has like pros and cons.
Okay, thank you. Okay, perfect.
If that's all, I thank you for the intention, all the questions, and I wish you a very fruitful assembly. Yeah.
Thank you very much for your
And I'm
presentation.
very actually impressed. I've never been to any assemblies, so you are working much better than any parliament anywhere in the world.
That's a compliment, I think. Okay. Before we start with the next presentation, I would like to remind that everybody here that is a participant needs to sign up for the workshop that is happening in really soon, in like 20 minutes, 25 minutes. So please sign up in the agenda file, put your name under the workshop, especially for today that you want to attend, and try to keep it, let's say, equally distributed, let's say. Because today we have only a smaller amount of participants and we want both workshops to have similar amount of people. Okay, and now I would like to invite Clemens from TFA.
Thank you very much. Thank you. All right. Who of you knows Marie from ESN Linz? By any chance? Yeah. She's actually my coworker, and we work together at Teach for Austria. So maybe some of you already heard of us. I will quickly introduce you into our work and what opportunities there are for you after your graduation, and also what what education fairness means. And I would like to start with that and start with our vision, which is we want to achieve that in 2050, every child has the right to live a good life, no matter how much money or education their parents have. I don't know, especially for the internationals here, how familiar you are with the Austrian education system, but I would like to show you something really quick. May I ask the 10 of you to stand up? Also you four. You too. All right. So all of your parents have a high education. So they all studied and made their bachelor's degree, or back in the days, magister. And you now go to primary school. You are in the fourth class. And so we split our kids after the fourth class for the internationals. And okay, you can sit down already. I just need 10. And you're all pretty average in math. And now you sit down, and you sit down, and you 8 go to gymnasium, which is a middle school where there is a little bit a better education. And yeah, congrats to that. And please stand up again, the two of you. Now, unfortunately, your parents were not at the university. They did not do any degree. And so you're still pretty average in math. And you both sit down again. You four sit down again. And two of you sit down again. And you two go still to gymnasium. But the other parts of you, you're the same. You're as good as the others, but unfortunately, the support of the parents is still what matters most in education. And we want to, thank you very much. We want to break this through, and we do that with our social leadership program, which is a really international and fancy name, I think. And what it looks like, so this is one of our cornerstones of our work, but the biggest one. We look for high potentials on the job market, and we recruit them, we select them, and we prepare them for their work in a school. So they did not study teaching, they studied economics, medicine, law, whatever. And we train them in 12 weeks of preparation. And after that, in September, they start as fully equipped teachers in the kindergarten, in primary school, or in middle school. And all our target schools or target kindergartens are socially or socioeconomically disadvantaged, which means that a lot of the kids from from your second round are there. And over these 2 years, they develop a lot of leadership skills. Also already in the preparation phase, but especially during these 2 years, there is a lot of development. So back in the days, this program's name was Leadership Development Program, and it's still the name in a lot of our sister organizations in other countries. And with this development of leadership skills, we want to build the leaders of tomorrow. And the goal for our alumni is that they go into politics, into public sector, or found their own startups, social startups. And so far, we are 12 years old, and so far we did pretty well with that. And over these 2 years, they get trained by Teach for Austria with 1v1 coaching, workshops, courses, supervision. There's a lot of support there because we want them, especially the start. So the first 2 months is really tough, and there is a little nick in the motivation curve. But after this phase, they become really the best teachers their kids ever had. So the thing we want to be is unconventional, high profile, and dedicated. So the thing we do is pretty unconventional, since we are bringing people who studied anything a part of teaching into socially disadvantaged schools. But we think that these kids especially need people who believe in them and who have high expectations on them. And these high expectations kids are so socially disadvantaged and so more privileged kids. They're actually the same. Kids are usually always the same, and so we want to support them with high expectations and high support. We are high profile since it's an international program. We are in 63 countries. Our mother organization, or the first one from Teach for All, was in the US, where alumna from Princeton wanted her whole class to go to the Bronx with her and teach there. So the people who get the best education go to the places where the worst education is. And that got copied in a lot of countries, for example, in Austria, but also, so India is our biggest organization. UK is really big. We have Bangladesh, we have some in Africa, we have some in, all over the world. And dedicated, of course. We need a lot of engagement, a lot of also braveness to do it, since it's a challenge. And what does that have to do with, or why is it called Social Leadership Program? And the VP of Capgemini once said it pretty well: if you can hold 30 kids' attention on a Friday afternoon, you can do anything in business. And that's pretty true. And the skills that our fellows learn in our program are easy transferable. So they for example, how to keep the attention of kids is, after you done this experience with 30 kids, it's super easy for you to manage a meeting room or whatever. Yeah. Our community is maybe the part of it which might exit the best experience for our fellows and alumnus, since it's around 70 people every year, which are dedicated, which are heterogeneous. There are a lot of different majors, and especially when you're already in your career, you really appreciate a community that you can work with and that you can work on a meaningful thing with. And that's what we really feel in our cohorts, and that's why it's so popular. And I brought this video with me because it's pretty cute, and it's also makes the image of a teacher a little bit better, since a lot of students especially crave for ABC jobs or whatever, where we can work on and probably earn a little bit more. But the really important thing in a job are others and are other things. So let's have a look. No sound. Sorry. Sound works? And that message at the very end sums it up pretty well. So a fellow at Teach Austria, for example, meets around 100 kids on his way during these 2 years and changes the life of them. And this impact is already huge. After the program, most of our alumnus stay in education fairness and do, like, I don't want to say that it's a bigger, but a different approach. And yeah, that makes us super proud. And yeah, if you want to learn more about TFA, that's my mail. And you can also connect on LinkedIn, since we also have sister organizations in 63 countries. So, for example, Marco, you probably you're from Italy, right? We have a Teach for Italy. We have a Teach for Spain for Spanish-speaking people, and so on and so on. And they all do the pretty same. We do it especially good, I think. And so, yeah, feel free to join our movement for more education fairness in Austria. And whatever questions there are, I'm open to everything. Yeah.
Okay, and again, we have Slido. So if you have any questions, please sign up with your name.
I never heard of Slido. Yeah. Sophie asked, what subjects do you teach? Or it's pretty it's pretty straightforward. So of course, in kindergarten and primary school, you basically teach everything. In middle school, you focus on, so for example, there are subjects where you have Schularbeiten and non-Schularbeiten subjects. And if you teach 2 Schularbeiten subjects, you probably just teach those 2. If you teach one, everyone has to teach one of these main subjects. And then it's most people who are not trained to be teachers decide to teach sport or art or music, anything that they have a personal connection to. And yeah, in our target schools, the level is every one of us can do that, really. Yeah. And we have a Google Drive where all the materials from our past fellows and also from the alumnus and from the fellows are, so it's really easy to prepare for the sessions. Yeah, thank you. Marty, do you want to ask it, or can I just? Okay, how do you select high potentials from the job market, and how do you get them to leave their jobs and start teaching? Really good question. Our selection process is, we have 3 parts. So for the first is a registration, and there everyone has to bring a degree, of course, a C1 level of German, and they must have, so they're allowed to work in Austria. That's the easiest part. After that comes the online application, where they send us a video of their motivation. So why do they want to change the system and change the education? And 2 texts. One is to where they already been leaders, or where did they take responsibility to change something, and how they want to grow through the process. And after that, we have an assessment center where they have to show us how, so in a 7 minutes test thing, how they would teach something. Then in a group discussion, how they interact with others. In a reflection session, how they think about their own doings. And after that, in the afternoon, a 1-hour interview. So the process is tough, and we select 8% from our registrations. So that's how we can do. So this word high potential shouldn't. So this sounds so weird because what is a high potential? Yeah, but a high potential for us is someone who is brave, who is committed to learn, who is committed to change something, and who is also not going into the schools with, oh, I'm the best, I am, yeah, white saviorship type. And we want them to be more demütig, so yeah, to be humble, yeah, exactly. And that's a perfect fellow for us, and those we select. Yeah. And how do you get them to leave their jobs? We bring them to leave their jobs since the thing we do, we really believe in what we do, and we are pretty good in bringing people to also love what we do. And after that, it's sometimes easy for them to change careers.
It's Jidin in Austria. Obvious question: how long does the application take? Like how long does the registration take? You already gave us some input.
Yeah.
It's a green question, the first.
How long does the application? It's around, so from the first registration to the end, it's around 2 weeks or 3 weeks. So you have this registration, which is done in 1 hour. After that, the online application takes around 4 hours, half a day. Then we invite you to meet a fellow, which is an event where 3 fellows, one from kindergarten, one from primary school, one from middle school, talks and makes expectation setting with them. And if they're still willing to do it and they have an invitation for the assessment center, that's also done in 1 day. And after that, you get, yeah, the message that, or the offer. Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Fabian, what is the main Fabian, what is the main motivation of people who apply to your program? Where is Fabian? Ah, good. The main motivation is meaning. So most of our applicants, so for the ones who come directly from university, it's the leadership development that they really want to make it a career push for that. And for the career changers who are 30 to 40, for example, for them it's really the shift from money to meaning, that they want a job which is a little bit more purposeful. That's it. You. Thank you for
very
your
much.
great questions.
Is there anyone else signing up? No? Okay. So thank you very much for the presentation. And now,
Thank you for having us. Thank you.
we'll move on to the workshops. 2 workshops today. So we have workshop with TFA, and also we have workshop NA 101. So for those who like, all of you should, but go to the rooms that correspond to your workshop. And do we have a OC person that will explain which rooms?
So we have 2 rooms, and they're both on the 3rd floor. One is 321 and one is 322, but we put up ESN flags. Unfortunately, ESN only Wien flags, so it's not that inclusive. I'm sorry, but whoa, ESN only Wien. But yes, so it will be pretty easy for you to find, hopefully, if you have any questions. Yeah, just 321.
Yes.
So I would say that the workshop for the resilience from the teacher from Austria can go to room 321, right? So you have that. And the one for the NA 101 can go to room 322, right? Yeah. The NA 101, I recommend for the people who are here for the first time, at least, to go join, because that's the basics and all of the info, how the NA works. You can already ask your questions there. Yeah. just mentioning that part. Okay, thanks.
Thank you very much. So yes, again, 321 for TFA, 322 for NA 101.
Maybe the workshop holders can stand up so people know who they're going to. So Clemens, no, just Clemens. So everybody who wants to go for the resilience workshop by Teach for Austria, you join him. He will show you the way to the room. You already know the way, I guess. You studied here, right? Yeah. Ah, yeah. You can leave it at the CT table, and then you can come pick up the information. And for everybody else who is joining the NA 101 workshop, it's gonna be Sophie. You follow her. And Sophie, I don't know if you know the room already. If not, then you can grab Verena and then take your people there. Just want to add that in.
And after the workshop, we see each other again here for the some announcements and some announcements plus closing, and we see each other here at 6:20. So in 1 hour. We are cities staying here, so we can leave it here. If you trust us.
Because I missed the deadline for presentations. I want to ask if you still accept the presentation. I can also make a flip chart.
No,
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah.
We're still, in trouble, so
Why? Okay. No, I mean I could have done a flip chart as
in a car.
okay.
We left at like 7 a.m.
Oh my. How long did you drive?
I think 6 hours, because a bit before. We left, that's what I posted, because of yeah, I read
mówię coś ciekawego. Już nie. here for this short day of NA, the shortest one. Tomorrow it will be much more things to discuss and a lot of more topics. So I really hope that you will arrive here on time, especially that we don't have a lot of time for breakfast. So please be here early, on time. And now I think I will give voice to OC or Jitin first. Jitin first, okay.
Okay, so I just want to say thank you for joining in, and also I hope you had a nice first day of the NA, and I hope you also enjoyed the workshops you had to have, or you joined. And also thank you for the questions that you asked. I hope you, let's say, bake or cook up more questions for tomorrow as we do it in Austria, for the people who already seen NAs before. And also have a nice evening, get some rest. Tomorrow is going to be actually a bit of quite a long day because there's a lot of presentations, a lot of workshops, so come prepared and rested. But also don't forget to enjoy the social program the OC has prepared. So thank you, and see you tomorrow, and I hand over to the OC, right?
So we post everything in the WhatsApp groups anyway, but we will go to Mashu Mashu now in Neubaugasse, which is... Yes, Nico, I know. Okay, so for dinner we're going to Mashu Mashu, which is an oriental place, and it's in Neubaugasse 20. You can take U2 there, or also U3 if you don't want to walk like Lena. And yeah, we also have Edu bags, which we got sponsored, and they're right next to the door, so please feel free to take them. And yes, tomorrow the agenda will start at 9. Yes, so please make sure to be on time. And yeah. Yes, of course. You can always check the agenda, but breakfast will be starting from like 8:15. So yeah. Yes. In another room though here, but we will send it in the group. The plan is to go there together because we made the reservation for 7, which we are too late for, but that's okay. But yeah, we plan that you have some time after dinner to go home and get changed, and then the social program will be starting at 10 in Travelcheck, which is next to Westbahnhof if you've never been there. Yes. Yes. Alice, do you still have a question? Alice? Ah, okay, perfect. Any other questions? Okay, then I hope you enjoy your dinner.
Okay, thank you very much. And yeah, the day is officially closed. And should you do it or I can? Okay. So the day is officially closed.